No, click the X. Click the X, because otherwise you'll get whatever he was doing last time. There you go.
That's three forms flat out. You always say the copy somewhere. So usually the name you can make it.
Go down.
Once again, as Adam's getting logged in, remember you can do things 5 or 6 different ways. Like if you're just using the light version, the forms, if you use, let's say the MLS change form a lot, when you go onto the light side, you'll see a whole bunch of them. Every one you've ever done is listed there. But if you've never done the listing form, there won't be anything there for you to select.
Are you going in on the light this time, or are you?
Yeah, I'll go into light. So again, from your MLS homepage, if we're going to work on an existing transaction, go hit Transaction Desk. Mouse. Okay, does that look more familiar to those?
Yes.
Yes.
Doing light? Okay, so we'll click on transactions, and Billy Bob's not going to be in here because this is Adam Bob's sign-in.
Transactions.
Yep.
Where's Adam Bob from?
It's soft, deep soft. Okay, so again, you click on transactions. This looks so much more familiar. I'm so much more comfortable now. Here's my list of transactions. So we'll click on Metal Court as if, actually let's go on 23rd Avenue. Actually, let's go on Stratford Lane. Sorry, let's go to Stratford Lane.
That's good. That's
Yeah,
good.
the 23rd
Pick one.
is a really big file. Yeah. Okay, so here we've got, in the light version, you got your contacts, forms, documents. We're going to pretend like we've already got everything filled out just like we went through already. So we'll go on, now that we're in this transaction, if I click on Authentisign, it's going to know I'm authenticizing for this transaction. So let's click on Authentisign. Okay, so we've got these steps, 5 steps. Step 1, here's where you can add sign in line or simul sign is if I'm sending this to Billy Bob and Sally. If I do sign in line, if I go to Billy Bob first, he's going to get the email for the Authentisign. It's going to give you step-by-step directions on how to do your electronic signatures. And once Billy Bob is done and it's done correctly, it'll automatically go over to Sally. Then she'll get the email. Sally logs into her email, she signs. Once it's done electronically, it automatically comes back to Adam Bob, and now we're able to send it on. It's all signed. You can print it. You can forward it to the other agent, what have you. So that's what sign-in line is. Simul sign is they both get it, sign it. Once the both participants have come, it comes back to me. So I think this is kind of the default. You can set an expiration date, but no.
And
Okay.
does it have to be 2 different emails?
Yes. No, it doesn't.
Yes and no.
Nope, and no.
You can actually share the same email between multiple users.
Okay.
When they sign, you just, in that situation, which is somewhat unique, when they see their name, it's going to be either Billy Bob or Sally Bob or Adam, whichever one it is. Bob's mixed up. And they have to make sure they click there. But at the beginning, it will identify, are you Billy or are you Sally? So it will work with one email address. I've used it that way. It does work. It's a little confusing to the buyer, especially usually you're in a situation where the technology challenged already. Make sure you select the right button. And 9 times out of 10, they mix it up. But
Okay, so step 1, you really don't often do much. Click on the blue arrow for step 2, if you would, please.
What you say inline is usually better, or
I
sign?
don't think there's a strong preference, no. Inline means it goes in order of the people that you have signed, simul sign. So now this is, so step 2, here's where we're adding transactions. This is, selling agent, buyer's agent, so here's where we would click on add contacts. Actually, click on the X here. So we want to get a buyer involved, not just the agent. So click on the X to add contacts. Click on Add New Participant. And then here's where you type, again, remote signer is likely going to be what you sign. Name, email, and let's send something to Jim's email, so we'll log into his email and sign it electronically. So Billy Bob again, or
We could have Cindy Bob.
Cindy Bob.
No.
Email, we'll do the J. Anderson.
As Cindy's typing, one thing about simul-sign and inline, sometimes you'll send an email to your client, e-document en route. If you have it inline, and Mrs. at work and hubby's at home waiting patiently for this document, and you send it to her first, until she signs it, he won't see it. Also, sometimes like in estate sales or certain types of transactions, you have to have somebody review it before it goes off to whoever the deciding party is. That's another way to use inline.
77.
Oops.
Okay, and then we'll call Jim a buyer. Okay, we won't worry about the signing pin or language or anything, and then we'll click Add.
It's not,
Or Add. Yeah, if I clicked Add to Contacts there, the next time I want Billy Bob to sign something, I can just select his name rather than type it in his email each time. There we just added this transaction, so Billy Bob wasn't saved. So now we'll go to, so now we know Billy Bob's our signer. We'll go to the next step. Okay, now we're going to select forms for Billy Bob to sign. So we'll just grab a purchase agreement, one or two others maybe. Okay, I think we might have to scroll to the bottom to get to insert forms or add forms. There we go, add documents. Okay, so Billy Bob's going to sign those. That's all squared away. The next arrow, step 4. Okay, this is where we plug our information, and it looks like we're a little bit out of size again, but we'll just scroll down to some signature blocks and plug Billy Bob in there. And this is the goofy thing about this Authentisign, is you have to scroll and you have to click on each page, click on each page, click on each page, as opposed to, yeah, it's not as user-friendly as DocuSign is.
I think that feature is unique to IE, and then Chrome I can go up and down.
Oh, okay. There's a definite negative for IE.
As we're motoring around there, if you call transaction desk, ask for help. I mean, some people, I've heard horror stories, but for the most part, I might be in a hole 2 or 3 minutes. But somebody comes on and these aren't knuckleheads, they know what they're talking about. They'll direct you, they'll fix stuff. I mean, they're really, really helpful. I've never really had a bad experience with them.
Drag over a little bit so we can plug Billy Bob into the. Okay, so let's scroll up a little bit to where we're going to drag him. Or there we go. Okay, so we've already typed in Bob's name, and it is Bob. We've already typed that in previously. So here we're going to add signature block. So we'll just go. So he's highlighted. And again, if Ingrid or Sally was here, you would toggle between the two to find out who's going to be signing. Now we're going to click on signature and drag it over to there, which must be tough with that goofy mouse. There you go. Yep. And now this one's got a date here. This is another goofy thing, but we've got today's date is one of your options that you could drag today's date over here, but you want it to be dated to sign that Billy Bob sign it. So you right-click it. If you right-click in the yellow space there, I don't know how you right-click on goofy mouse. There you go. Add a date stamp. There. So now when Billy Bob signs it, the date's automatically going to plug in. So we'll maybe scroll down one more time and we'll plug him in for arbitration and then we'll move on. So again, Billy's already highlighted. We'll drag the signature down. Okay, that doesn't need a date. And we'll just progress. We'll pretend like we did the other forms that we loaded up, and you continue to do the same thing. If you put the wrong person there, say I put Billy Bob in there and I meant to put Sally, I think I can click on there and just hit delete and his name goes away, and then I go back to Sally and bring Sally into proper signing. So if you highlight it like you did and hit delete, that'll go away. In here also, there's a text box. So if you wanted to put, say the final acceptance date might be a good example. If you click on the text box, even though we've already added, you know, in the transaction portion, we've already put all the information, and you can add text to it after the fact now. So if you add a text box, there'll be a little thing that comes up and you can start typing in there. Other than that, I don't really use a whole lot of these other things. Initials, obviously same thing as signature, you just drag it over to where somebody would initial. There you go. And maybe type something in there once.
So here,
Name. Maybe just type the date. Type 4-16 dash. And we want it to be single line. I don't know what background style, solid versus transparent means, but
The transparent lays over the top, you can see behind it.
oh,
So if you're filling in like a little box that's on a form, and you want to let the buyer or the client know that this is for accepting tenant rights or whatever.
okay.
You can type that, it'll lay over the top of the text.
Okay, for this, signer is not required to fill out this field, because we wanted to do it anyway, so yeah, yep, do that. And see if it, so we gave it a name, but I think that didn't mean much. We have to still click on here, I think, to type. Now if you need to double click to get in there to start typing.
Nothing's happening.
Huh?
I think when Billy Bob gets it, that's when it's gonna happen.
Oh,
I don't know,
okay.
I can't read it.
We'll worry about that later. So we've got him signed up to sign things. We'll go up and go to the next step. On the arrow, step 4 and 5, we'll go to 505. 505 is going to be confirming. So now it reiterates the steps for you. We've done everything we're supposed to do. Now we want to finalize details and send to signers. So click that big old thumbs up. Okay, and ask you again, do you want to finalize? Yes. And now it'll tell us that the email's sent. So we're done. We sent for electronic signature on our end, we're done. Now we'll log into Jim's email address and look at what the consumer sends, which is good for us to do as a practice.
Hit Chrome, it should be, it should be there.
Down on the bottom.
Now, do you get any feedback that went?
That it's sent, you don't get email when it's sent, but when Billy Bob signs it, I get a separate email that says, hey, Billy Bob signed it. And then when Sally signs it, I get an email that says, hey, Sally signed it. And then once Sally signed it, I get a third email that says, complete revision.
Top left.
And that'll have the PDF attached to it.
Top left is his email.
So if you want to see, in case he calls, you maybe want to print it?
Go up
Or look at it online?
to his
what was sent?
inbox.
What was sent?
There you
I mean,
go.
you can always come back in your transaction desk and look at the
Okay.
forms that you filled out, so you'll know what he sent.
Maybe hit refresh or reload, right click someplace.
This is where we fish for leads.
Yeah.
Take notes.